Good morning, children. Today we are beginning with Unit 2, Chapter Nelson Mandela, Long Walk to Freedom. You all may have heard the name of this great leader. A great leader who was so famous because he was the one who led to the abolishing of a very wrong principle which existed in South Africa for years and years. So how did he get inspired? Okay, what were the reasons because of which he was provoked or inspired, whatsoever we may use, to abolish the system from his country? Okay, so this chapter is a bit of an autobiographical note wherein he states all those reasons which led him to doing all these things. Okay, let us begin with the chapter. And before beginning with the text of the chapter, there are some things which we need to know. So we'll discuss those things first. Okay, have a look at page number 16. Have a look at page number 16. Before you read, apartheid, underline these lines. Apartheid is a political system that separates people according to their race or color. A system that segregates people, a system that differentiates people on the basis of their race and color. This system existed in South Africa for many years. Okay. See the second point. Have you heard of Nelson Mandela? I'm very sure that you may have heard of his name. Mandela, underline these lines now. Mandela and his African National Congress spent a lifetime fighting against this evil system. Okay, they spent a lifetime, he spent a lifetime fighting against apartheid. Mandela had to spend 30 years in prison, underline. Finally, democratic elections were held in South Africa in 1994 and Mandela became, now underline this line twice, the first black president of a new nation. Underline this line twice. The first black president of a new nation. Okay, why is South Africa being called a new nation? Because an evil had come to an end forever in that country. That is why the author states so. Okay, now we'll read these lines. In this extract from his autobiography, the chapter is an extract from his autobiography. The name of the autobiography being, underline, Long Walk to Freedom. This was the name of his autobiography, and the chapter which we are going to study just now is an extract out of it. Mandela speaks about a historic occasion. In this extract, he's discussing about the historic occasion which led to the abolishing of this evil system. And he named it as the inauguration. Can you guess what the occasion might be? What inauguration, what it exactly was? Okay, let's read the extract here. Mandela becomes South Africa's first black president. Children, basically, some of the chapters whichsoever we have in both the books, whether it's Beehive or Moments, some of the chapters are narrative, some of the chapters are factual, okay, some of them are descriptive, analytical. There are different types of passages which we study in prose, okay. So if the book Moments is based all about the stories part, here this book, that is Beehive, I'm sorry, Beehive was in 9th. Beehive and Moments was in 10th, 9th. Okay. Here in the book First Light, this chapter, it is based on facts. And when the chapter gets to be factual, many questions, 1 mark question, 2 mark question, 5 mark question can be easily made from the chapter. Okay? Descriptive, factual, narrative, whatsoever kind of text we have. So this chapter is important from the point of view of many questions being asked. Okay. So whatsoever is being told and explained, you be attentive in regard to that. Okay. Nelson Mandela has become South Africa's first Black president after more than 3 centuries of white rule. For around 3 centuries, the whites held supremacy over the blacks in the country. Mr. Mandela's African National Congress Party won 252 out of the 400 seats in the first democratic elections. First democratic elections, democracy, you understand, of the people, by the people, for the people. So for the very first time, elections and people participated in that, and African National Congress had a huge victory. Victory in terms of they're gaining 252 seats out of 400. And it was for the very first time in the history of the country. The inauguration ceremony, here on we're talking about what inauguration ceremony it was, okay? The inauguration ceremony took place in the Union Buildings Amphitheatre in Pretoria. Underline this even. Union Buildings Amphitheatre in Pretoria. Okay, you need to remember the name of the place where the inauguration ceremony took place. It was attended by politicians and dignitaries from more than 140 countries around the world. Never again will this beautiful land experience the oppression of one by another. Apartheid was all about that only, no? Wherein the whites were oppressing the blacks, okay? And with the victory of African National Congress in the history of South Africa, this oppression came to an end forever. So never will this country experience such an evil act or deed or system. Said Nelson Mandela in his address to the gathering there. Jubilant scenes. Jubilant means happy. Very happy. Scenes on the streets of Pretoria followed the ceremony with blacks, whites, and coloreds celebrating together. So now there was a sense of oneness in all individuals. Up till now, the whites considered themselves as superior over to the blacks. But with that, there was a sense of unity, a sense of oneness, wherein all were very happy about this thing being brought to an end. More than 1 lakh South African men, women, and children of all races sang and danced with joy. They were very happy that something really good had taken place in that country after literally 3 centuries of rule by the whites onto the blacks. Okay. Now, here on page number 17, there are a few phrases. These phrases we will be introduced as we do the chapter. So first, let's discuss them so that while we are doing the chapter, you'll be able to understand their meanings. Okay. Have a look. Have a look at the phrases which are given, the expressions which are given on page number 17. A rainbow gathering of different colors and nations. Here the meaning is A beautiful coming together of various peoples like the colors in a rainbow. How the blacks, whites and coloreds all together joined in the celebration. Okay, so this is the meaning of here. The second one, the seat of white supremacy. The meaning here is the center of racial superiority. The center of racial superiority. Next, be overwhelmed with a sense of history. Here, the meaning is the last one. Feel deeply emotional, remembering and understanding all the past events that have led up to the moment. Okay, we will come across all these expressions while we are doing the chapter. That is why we are discussing them beforehand. The fourth one, resilience that defies the imagination, meaning a great ability, almost unimaginable, to remain unchanged by suffering and not losing hope, goodness, or courage. Then a glimmer of humanity, meaning a sign of human feeling, goodness, kindness, pity, justice, etc. Okay, a man who's good at heart. The last one, twilight existence, a half secret life, like a life lived in the fading light between sunset and darkness. Okay, I repeat, half secret life, a hidden kind of a life, wherein you lead a life lived in the fading light between sunset and darkness. During the freedom struggle of India, many of the freedom fighters led this kind of life, wherein whatever they did it in a hidden manner. That is why we call such things as a twilight existence, wherein the people who are around you do not even get to know about what activities you are actually involved in. Okay, so this was all about it. Now let us begin with the text. Pay attention and keep writing the meanings even. 10th May, dawned, bright and clear. Dawned word here refers to the early morning time, how the day began in a bright and clear manner. The morning was so bright, the morning of 10th May. For the past few days, I had been pleasantly besieged by dignitaries. Okay, besieged means surrounded by. Okay, and dignitaries refers to people of high ranks and positions. People who hold high ranks and positions, we call them as dignitaries. Okay, so Nelson Mandela says that past few days I had been surrounded by high officials and world leaders who were coming to pay their respects before the inauguration. Before the actual inauguration ceremony was to take place, many people had started coming to the country. The inauguration would be the largest gathering ever of international leaders on South African soil. He says in South Africa, never had this happened, that so many high officials of different countries, world leaders were coming to South Africa. Okay, so this had happened for the very first time, that something like this was happening in Mandela's country. The ceremonies took place in the lovely sandstone amphitheater formed by the Union buildings in Pretoria. Okay, Pretoria is the capital of South Africa. So we came across this place for the second time. Okay, because on page number 16 again, we had read that where did the inauguration ceremony take place? It took place in Union Buildings Amphitheatre in Pretoria. So the same line being repeated over here. You need to know it could be a 1-mark question in the extract. Where did the ceremony take place? So it took place in the lovely sandstone amphitheatre formed by the Union Buildings in Pretoria, capital of South Africa. For decades, this had been the seat of white supremacy. Seat here, talking about that place, had been a permanent place for white supremacy. White supremacy basically is talking about the racial superiority. You may write there, racial superiority of the whites over the blacks. So for decades, this had been the seat of white supremacy. And now it was the site of a rainbow gathering. We discussed this expression. What does rainbow gathering refer to? Have a look at the meaning above. Rainbow gathering, it refers to beautiful coming together of various people. How from different country, how from their own country, the whites, the blacks and the coloreds came together in unison. Okay. So it was a rainbow gathering of different colors and nations for the installation of South Africa's first, underline this line, installation, underline this line, installation of South Africa's first democratic non-racial government. So this was so very important about that day, about the morning of 10th of May. What was so special about 10th of May? Because on that day, what was installed? South Africa's first democratic non-racial government. Okay, because with that installation, racial discrimination, the supremacy of the whites, the racial superiority, all these terms were going to come to an end forever. Okay, so here he talks about why the day became so special for them. On that lovely autumn day in South Africa, in the month of May, it is autumn season. Okay, we have summers over here. They have autumn season then. So he says, on that lovely autumn day, I was accompanied by my daughter Zenani. Now you need to remember this line, this name. Nelson Mandela's daughter, he says he had taken his daughter along with him. On the podium, Mr. de Klerk was the first sworn in as second deputy president. This again, you need to remember, that's what I told. This chapter is factual, based on facts, and you have to remember all these facts. Okay, when it comes to something being descriptive or narrative, you can write things as per your own expressions. Okay, you heard of the story, you read the story, and you wrote the story in your own way. You narrated the story your own way. But when a chapter is factual, the facts have to be learned and remembered. Okay, you cannot write anything on your own. You have to remember the name, specifically the name. Okay, so he says, on the podium, Mr. de Klerk was first sworn in as second deputy president. Then Thabo Mbeki was sworn in as first deputy president. So, two presidents, first deputy president and second deputy president, they sworn in before Mandela came over. When it was my turn, I pledged to obey and uphold the Constitution, and to devote myself to the well-being of the Republic and its people. When he says Republic and its people, he's talking about the newly elected democratic non-racial government in South Africa. Okay, so he says, I would uphold all the values and the principles laid by the constitution of their country. To the assembled guests and the watching world, I said. Okay, so here, whatever we read up till now was an extract of his autobiography, and here on this short paragraph is Nelson Mandela's speech which he gave in Pretoria on the inauguration day. Okay, now we are reading the speech of Nelson Mandela on that day, 10th May, inauguration day in South Africa, in Pretoria. Today, all of us do, by our presence here, confer glory and hope to the newborn liberty in South Africa, liberty of all the principles of apartheid, racial discrimination, racial superiority, whatever you say, abolishing of all those principles forever. So he talks about glory being given to the newborn liberty in their country. One of the best, out of the experience of the extraordinary human disaster that lasted too long. Here human disaster refers to the apartheid which existed, wherein a particular class or a particular race was oppressed, suppressed, humiliated by the whites. Okay, racial discrimination he talks about here. Extraordinary human disaster that lasted too long. Must be born a society of which all humanity will be proud. So after abolishing that evil principle, let us confer, let us give something very human to the human beings. Okay, so he talks about giving something to his nation of which the whole of the humanity, the whole of the mankind shall be proud of. We who were outlaws not so long ago. Outlaws means how some of the countries had broken their relations with South Africa because of the existence of that evil system in their country. Okay, so he says, we who were outlaws not so long ago have today been given the rare privilege to be the host to the nations of the world on our own soil. How so many world leaders, great dignitaries had been invited and they were a part of that inauguration ceremony. We thank all of our distinguished international guests. Distinguished means honored, famous, for having come to take possession with the people of our country of what is, after all, a common victory for justice, for peace, for human dignity. So with the abolishing of that thing, how the other things had won. Justice had won, peace had won, human dignity had been victorious. We have at last achieved our political emancipation. Emancipation means now we are free. Liberty has been granted to us. All the shackles have been broken. Okay. We pledge ourselves to liberate all our people from the continuing bondage. Underline this line. He promises to free all the blacks from the bondage of poverty, deprivation, suffering, gender, and other discrimination. He says, even if at some places this policy exists, my priority shall be to free all the people from all these things. Never, never, and never again shall it be that this beautiful land will again experience the oppression of one by another. So by now, it may have been clear to you, oppression of one by another. Who used to oppress whom? Okay. So he says, never it shall happen again. The sun shall never set on so glorious a human achievement. So that is why he says that what made that day so very special, 10th May, because according to him, the sun had been so glorious, so bright. So what is his line? The sun shall never set on so glorious a human achievement. So it was a day of a big achievement for the country. Let freedom reign. God bless Africa. Reign means rule. So let freedom rule. Let the evil policy come to an end. The policy of apartheid, wherein the people were segregated, differentiated, discriminated. So he says, let all these evil things come to an end. Let liberty win. Let freedom reign supreme. Okay. So the next part of the chapter we'll continue tomorrow. You'll kindly wait till I take the attendance. Okay.